This chair is past its prime. The seat is jacked and the paint is cracked. I got this chair from my mom a year ago, and whenever I sit on it, it's uncomfortable. This chair needs a makeover, and I'm going to try my best to give it one. My plan is to paint the metal frame and reupholster the chair seat. I've done my research on how to do these things, but by no means do I actually know what I'm doing. So this will be exciting. Quick side note, I lost the front bumper on my car the other day. So it looks like the seat is attached to the chair by this rod looking thing right here. If I unscrew these areas, it should be able to slide right off. So we've got the chair seat off the chair. Now just gotta figure out how this thing is put together so I can know what kind of supplies that I need to buy. Nice. I thought that these little guys would just slide right off, but I think what we gotta do is push them up in order for it to slide off. This is a pesky one. Yes! I think those are legit cobwebs. I was sitting on spiders. There wasn't much to the chair besides cracked fabric and really old batting. That's gross. Having an idea of what I needed, I went to the store for supplies to reupholster the seat and paint the metal frame. Hi there, I would like 2 chicken sandwiches, please. After a quick lunch break at the Popeyes drive-thru, I was soon ready to get back to work. The next step required me to use a drop cloth, but the wind caused me major problems. The drop cloth idea is gonna have to go. So setting a piece of cardboard underneath the frame, I began to take as much of the old paint and rust off as possible using steel wool and sandpaper. Then taking a wire brush, I gave the frame one more scrub before wetting a dry cloth and removing the broken up specks of paint and rust. Looking like a snack. Moving my project to the grass, I took my can of spray paint, shook it for 30 seconds, and began to paint. However, the wind again was causing me problems. I'm a little frustrated because it's super windy out and the wind is just catching more paint than I'm actually getting onto the chair. I just ran out of paint and I only bought 1 can at the store, so I think I'm gonna have to go and buy another one. It's a little frustrating, a little disappointing, but we'll get it done. Returning to the store once more, I grabbed another can of spray paint and returned home. Okay, I am back with another can of spray paint. So, having to wait an hour in order for the paint to be dry enough to handle, I sat down and FaceTimed a friend, after which I moved the frame into Garrett's shed in the backyard. Taking a piece of sandpaper to the frame, I evened out the paint, wiped it down, and sprayed on 2 more coats an hour apart from one another. Looking like a snack. Now it was time to focus on the chair seat. Having removed the stuck-on batting earlier with the wire brush, I began to remove the rust with more steel wool and sandpaper. After soaking the screws in apple cider vinegar, it was time to reupholster the seat using foam stabilizer, fabric, and spray glue. This fabric wasn't my first option. What I was trying to go for was a more green pattern color, but there wasn't any kind of that fabric in the store. So I saw this and I really like the blue and the flowers with the green stems. Green is my favorite color, so the fact that there's a little bit of green in here is promising. And I think it's gonna go really well with that dark gray paint on the frame. Taking the foam out of its packaging, I placed the seat on top of it and traced an outline. Then, placing cardboard in between the foam and the table, I took a bread knife and cut the cushion from its outline. Repeating the same process with the stabilizer, we had what we needed to add the fabric. However, due to the height of the foam, the fabric wasn't long enough on one side to lip underneath the seat. Contemplating what to do, and backed by not wanting to buy any replacements, I thought, what if I cut the foam in half horizontally? Using measuring tape, I made my markings and then used scissors to make my preliminary cuts. Taking the bread knife, I cut the foam in half horizontally. Afterward, I used the scissors to even out the bottom. Making sure the fabric lipped underneath the bottom, I spray glued the foam to the top of the chair seat, then the stabilizer to the top of the foam. Gluing initial parts of the fabric onto the bottom, I made my way around the chair seat, cutting the fabric wherever necessary. Placing the seat base back on, bada boom bada bing, we had a reupholstered chair seat. After cleaning up my mess, I went to bed until the next day when I could put this seat and frame together again.
I had planned to put the seat and the metal frame together today, but I missed an important step in the process. I forgot to paint the metal trim along the seat. I'm gonna have to take the base of the seat off and use the remaining pieces of wool and sandpaper that I have in order to scrub it down and then paint it, and then wait another day until I can attach the seat to the frame. It's a bummer, but it's all a part of the process and we'll get there. Today is the day where I finally put this chair and its seat together again. It is going to happen. I wasn't really sure how this project was going to turn out, but I am in love with this chair. It looks good and it feels comfortable. This will be a nice addition to my room, or wherever I put it for that matter. Honestly, I think this chair could fit in anywhere. I wonder if chairs could talk, and supposing they had feelings, how'd they be reacting to me scrubbing steel wool on top of their knee? Ah, that hurts. It's for the best, chair. It's for the best.